entire year of firsts for you. How are you feeling heading into maybe the biggest first that you faced this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty cool time for everybody, and something you dream of as a kid, going to playoffs and trying to win a Stanley Cup. Yeah, but for me, I'm just not trying to get too emotional about it. I think just kind of sticking to my game is what I'm best at. So I think it definitely ramps up in the playoffs, but I think I can bring that physical aspect to the game. So I think if I just stick to my game, I'll be good.
You've been skating with Kobe and Juice, and with that usually comes difficult matchups and things like that. You feel like you're kind of prepared going into game one, knowing you might be out there against guys like McDavid, Draisaitl, whoever they throw at you.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Kobe and Juice are incredible players, and they play both sides of the puck. So I think, having those guys on the ice definitely helps a lot with confidence and everything like that. And yeah, for me, I've gone up against those guys before, so obviously it's going to be on a bigger stage and more on the line. But yeah, I think I'm ready for it.
Third year in a row between the Kings and Oilers, two teams know each other very well. You're one of the new faces in the story. Can you feel the rivalry that's built up over the last 2 seasons?
Yeah, I think I definitely hear the word rivalry a lot. I think it's for more for us a little bit of unfinished business. We've played those guys a lot over the years, and I think there's definitely bad blood there. But yeah, I think for me, I'm just trying to do anything I can to help us get over that hump.
I'm sure you've done it before, Alex, but a series. But can you kind of compare college, which a lot of times is one and done, to a 7-game approach?
Yeah, I mean, for me, we really only had one series in college. It was like a best 2 out of 3 series, the first round of playoffs, and then it was just one game after that. So, yeah, I think it's definitely a lot different. It's more kind of in depth when you look at the other team, kind of throughout like the regular season and stuff like that. When it's one game, you kind of just go over the basics, but now you're kind of looking more in depth and singling certain players out. So it's definitely a lot different, but it's a pretty cool experience for me.
I'm sure you must have imagined what it would be like to play a full season and what kind of toll that might take. Has it been different than you thought? And how do you, when you think about how you feel right now, is it different than maybe you imagined it would be at the end of 82 games?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit different. Everybody kind of talked about that college wall throughout the season, and for me, I never really thought of that, and never really kind of thought that I would go through that. And I mean, mentally, I think that's kind of where I was at, and then I was kind of in the back of my mind waiting for that to happen as well. But I think Jimmy did a great job of whenever my game dipped a little bit, talking to me and just saying that I should get back to my game and what I do well. And yeah, I think that definitely helped throughout the year.
How important was that, those kinds of conversations when you had those moments maybe where it wasn't where you wanted it to be?
Yeah, I think it's as much of a physical game as it is. It's also a really big mental game too. So I mean, you can get down on yourself pretty easily, and kind of when you go through those dips, if no one is there to kind of talk to you and get you out of that, you can just kind of keep going downhill. But having those conversations and just hearing what he feels like I need to do better, that definitely helps a lot.
Anyone learned that you talked to about what going into game one in that building feels like? Most of this group has now done it before.
Yeah, I think, I sit next to Morrissey in the locker room, so he was talking about that a little bit, just kind of when you're on the ice and hearing the national anthem and kind of goosebumps run through your body. But yeah, I was able to be there last year and kind of see it from the press box, but I think it'll be pretty different being on the ice now.
Everybody always talks about how the playoffs are a level up from the regular season. Did you get a taste of that from in college? Was there a distinct difference in regular season versus tournament play?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, any time where your season's on the line and it's kind of the last time you get to be in the locker room with everyone, maybe. But yeah, I think for some guys it's like do or die. Your season could be over, your career could be over. So any time where that's on the line, it's going to be a lot more intense.